GamingBolt presents 30 games to look forward to at E3 2018. It's that time of the year again. The Electronic Entertainment Expo is less than a month away, and while the actual show will be open on June 12th to 14th, pressers from big-name publishers like EA, Microsoft, Sony, Ubisoft, and Bethesda will hog the spotlight in advance. Keeping that in mind, here are 30 games to look forward to at E3 2018, including confirmed appearances and titles that are almost guaranteed to receive new information. The Division 2. Announced just a few months ago, Ubisoft Massive will finally deliver a sequel to its fledgling but ultimately solid third-person looter shooter. Of course, there's next to no information for what's coming, whether it's a new city or several, the continuation of the first game's story, and so on. However, the developer has ensured players that past feedback has been taken into account, unlike some other looter shooter sequels. Speaking of which, Destiny 2 Fall Expansion. Bungie hasn't exactly seen amazing success with Destiny 2, even if the Warmind DLC and other free updates helped fix some core issues. It seems that the big September expansion will be the real deal, featuring a completely new mode which introduces a whole new style of play for FPS gaming. But how many times have we heard that before? Whether Destiny 2 ultimately sinks or swims, we'll get a peek at the next big expansion at E3. Battlefield 5. A new Battlefield is out in October, and despite confirming the release month, EA has been especially coy about details. We've heard rumors about the game, from being set during World War II to Bad Company 3. Judging by recent tweets and a Battlefield 1 Easter egg, it seems that there will be a reveal on May 23rd with the tagline that Battlefield will, quote, never be the same. Even if that's the case, expect more in-depth gameplay and multiplayer when E3 rolls around, with a possible closed beta launch. Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Beating out Battlefield 5 in terms of early reveals, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 will have a community event on May 17th showcasing its new features. Is the single-player campaign really gone? How is Zombies shaping up, especially given the teases so far? What about multiplayer? Will Call of Duty take a step into the Battle Royale genre, and will it actually come to Switch? We know Zombies will be at E3 2018, so perhaps this reveal event will focus on multiplayer and what's changed. Anthem. With a release month of March 2019, it's now or never for EA and BioWare to sell us on Anthem. The slick debut gameplay trailer was just that. E3 2018 should bring quest walkthroughs, class information, customization options, and more. While spiffy gameplay with overtly canned dialogue from its players seems more likely, Anthem could once again be a big highlight coming out of E3. The Crew 2. Okay, forget for a moment that Ivory Tower's The Crew 2 seems like a more realistic version of Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. The ability to switch between vehicles on the fly is intriguing, but the variety of hub worlds, how rally raid events with other players will work, and what the solo campaign offers are more pressing questions. Hopefully Ubisoft answers them at E3 2018. Death Stranding. Kojima Productions' Death Stranding has had all manner of fanfare behind it since its announcement at E3 2016. Famous actors like Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen are on board, along with film director Guillermo del Toro. Speculation about the next addition to the cast continues as well. Granted, while there's been no gameplay, Sony has outright stated that Kojima's next big epic will be present at E3, so count down the days and add to the conspiracy theories accordingly. Crackdown 3. Microsoft has been extremely coy about Crackdown 3 ever since its delay last year. Whether the multiplayer beta is happening or not, and if a release is due for this year, it's impossible to say. However, with the Xbox One having somewhat of a rise in popularity, thanks to Sea of Thieves and the upcoming State of Decay 2, Crackdown 3 wouldn't be a bad addition to the lineup. For now, it remains little more than a pretty tech demo from long, long ago. Super Smash Bros. On Switch. Nintendo is actually bringing Super Smash Bros. To the Switch while the console is still fairly young. Indications from director Masahiro Sakurai point to this being a brand new game, rather than a port of the Wii U version. Honestly, we'd be fine with either, especially if it means brawling with our favorite Nintendo characters on the go. Kingdom Hearts 3. Monsters Inc., Tangled, Hercules, Toy Story, and Big Hero 6 collide with the shadowy organization pledged to darkness and Keyblade wielders. We don't know if Kingdom Hearts 3 will finally wrap up the convoluted saga dictating the Keyblade War. However, it promises some awesome gameplay with Keyblade transformations and massive set pieces. It's out in 2018, but maybe Square Enix could use the coming E3 presentation for an actual release month. Life is Strange 2. While not outright confirmed to appear, Dontnod has already revealed that the next Life is Strange was indeed in development. More details were promised in the coming months, and with Before the Storm's announcement being at E3 2017, what better stage could there be? The main reason for the hype is that this will be a sequel, most likely with a new cast of characters but still pushing the story forward instead of going back. The Last of Us Part 2. After its controversial showing at Paris Games Week 2018, The Last of Us Part 2 hasn't really had that many updates. Naughty Dog is known for generating massive amounts of hype with a single showing, and with Sony confirming the game's presence at E3 2018, we may finally see some gameplay. Could a release date be too far behind? Probably, but count on Naughty Dog to arrive with a bang. Serious Sam 4, Planet Badass. It's been a long time since Serious Sam has starred in a major first-person shooter role. Serious Sam 4, Planet Badass promises the same amounts of chaos and Twitch-based shooting as previous outings. Even better is the fact that there's no desert level whatsoever. Will the brutally bigger scale result in more complex action with new enemies? We don't know, but Developer Digital has promised the game's debut at E3 2018. Cyberpunk 2077. Depending on what you've heard, Cyberpunk 2077 is many things. One thing that is confirmed though is that it will be at E3 2018. Rumors, as unreliable as they may be, point to a 1-hour presentation behind closed doors as well. At this point, seeing the progress being made on the epic RPG is enough for us, even if it's just a teaser trailer with fancy CG. Ghost of Tsushima. Another confirmed PS4 exclusive for Sony's E3 presser, Ghost of Tsushima has oodles of potential. Taking place in 13th century Japan during the Mongol invasion, the open-world title could offer an elegant mix of Ninja Gaiden-esque hack-and-slash along with Tenchu-style stealth. Ghost of Tsushima has been in development for 3 years, so it wouldn't be too strange to see a release date with some new gameplay at this year's show. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. It's strange that there would be no information on Ori and the Will of the Wisps after its debut trailer at last year's E3 2017. Not a single peep has been heard or seen with regards to gameplay or story. Still, as a follow-up to one of the most beloved Metroidvania titles in recent years, not to mention one of the few console exclusives on the Xbox One, it seems a given for this year at E3. Maybe Microsoft will honor us with a release date as well. Octopath Traveler. Square Enix's 2D-esque RPG with sprite work and 3D effects features 8 different characters, each with their own beginnings for players to chart out different paths. Its release is scheduled for July 13th for Nintendo Switch, but we're hoping to see more of the scope and overall story at E3. The battle system and character interactions are already pretty tight. All we need now is more information. Spider-Man. Finally, a true blue Spider-Man for consoles, courtesy of Insomniac's upcoming open-world adventure. With shades of freeform combat, Sunset Overdrive's movement system, and the classic Marvel atmosphere, Spider-Man has already impressed us with its visual fidelity and style. Its release date is already set, so one could hope that E3 2018 gives us something more interesting. Perhaps a look at Miles Morales or some hereto unknown gameplay elements. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Eidos Montreal will be helming development with some help from Crystal Dynamics. Gameplay footage will be coming at E3 2018, but thus far we've heard that this iteration has great action scenes, more classic tombs, the ability to dive underwater freely, and more. There will even be some moral choices as Lara is encouraged to save people and be good. Metro Exodus. 4A Games has been quietly chugging away on Metro Exodus with last year's gameplay reveal feeling like an eternity ago. An appearance at E3 2018 this year seems plausible, even if THQ Nordic, which now owns Deep Silver, is taking the time off to watch the 2018 FIFA World Cup. Seriously. Will the game actually release this year though? That honestly remains to be seen, but we wouldn't be opposed to some new gameplay footage in the meantime. Red Dead Redemption 2. Rockstar is slowly ramping up the amount of details for Red Dead Redemption 2. The Dutch Gang, Arthur Morgan's motivations, the living world, player choice, taking on jobs, and much more paint an incredible picture for what's to come. Pure gameplay has yet to be revealed, along with information on multiplayer, and the rumored Battle Royale mode, but at least it feels like we're moving forward toward a proper release. Beyond Good and Evil 2. Beyond Good and Evil 2 has gone through numerous changes since being officially revealed in 2008. As a prequel to the first game, the action-adventure title now features space dogfighting, a shared universe with solo and co-op elements, and exploration to unlock new technologies for one ship. Fighting on foot is still possible, and the overall aesthetic is still as offbeat as you'd expect. More footage will be coming at E3 2018, but at this point, don't be surprised if Beyond Good and Evil 2 doesn't get a release date. Dreams. Media Molecule's Dreams has been a long time coming. It's strange considering the pedigree of the developer and how great Little Big Planet and Tearaway turned out. Dreams promises tons more interactivity with interconnected segments, game world modification, and character progression. As you'd expect, it's possible to create levels and share them online as well. With an ethereal aesthetic, Dreams presents a unique, more epic take on the Media Molecule sandbox formula. Overkill's The Walking Dead. Starbreeze has been revealing one character after another for its upcoming co-op shooter set in Robert Kirkman's comic book universe, and thankfully, not AMC's show. The overarching goal is to head into cities, forage for supplies and survivors, and augment one's base. Each character has their own skills and progress to make this possible. How that base is subsequently defended, and what approaches are taken to deal with the hordes have yet to be detailed, but E3 seems as good a place as any. Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes. This isn't No More Heroes 3, but Travis Strikes Again provides plenty of incentive to hop back into the beam katana wielder's world once more. The key twist is that Travis will be battling through 6 different indie games, which pay homage to titles like Hotline Miami. Co-op gameplay with Badman, the father of Badgirl, is also confirmed, and while we're unsure how this death ball collecting saga will ultimately play, it does look insanely intriguing. Skull and Bones. At last year's E3, Ubisoft Singapore debuted an odd naval combat title called Skull and Bones. Billed as Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag but without the assassins, Skull and Bones sees players as pirate captains sailing their ships into troubled waters and battling all manner of enemies. Teams of up to 5 players can cooperate and sail vessels in combat, while numerous elements like cannons, spyglasses, positioning, and much more have to be considered. With a release in the Q3-Q4 of 2018, look for Ubisoft's presser to offer more gameplay footage along with a solid date. Call of Cthulhu, the official video game. Cyanide may be best known for its Styx series, but Call of Cthulhu, the official video game, is still worth looking out for. Based on H.P. Lovecraft's short story while also adapting the classic RPG game, you can expect elements of stealth and investigation, which honestly doesn't sound all that different from the amazing Dark Corners of the Earth, and with writers who worked on the 1981 RPG on board, Cyanide's effort could be a standout. That is, if it actually appears at E3. Yoshi on Switch. Nintendo's E3 2018 Direct presentation is still very much a mystery, but it would be shocking if Yoshi for Switch didn't make an appearance. The side-scroller intrigued us with its core gameplay, which involved flipping backgrounds to progress. The classic Yoshi mechanics also remain, as does the adorable art style, mixed with some papier-mâché. New gameplay is a given, but knowing Nintendo, not seeing an accompanying release date would be pretty strange. Below. Can you believe that Below was first revealed at E3 2013? Developer Capybara Games has already released 2 other games since then, while delaying Below several times. The concept of this action-adventure title, with its roguelike design and extremely long-shot perspective, still intrigues us. If Below is indeed set to release this year, we hope a proper release date comes at E3. Either way, don't be surprised if it suddenly pops up at Microsoft's conference. Rage 2. If that fabled Walmart listing got one thing right, it's Rage 2. Bethesda's sequel to the underrated first-person shooter from id Software recently received an announcement trailer, and, well, it didn't really have anything of note, except for some live-action posturing. That pretty much guarantees a gameplay debut for Rage 2 at E3 2018.
And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from GamingBolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.